Let's hear what Elon Musk has to say.
You know, I think ultimately we'll make over a million, millions probably, of the Tesla Semi. This is really going to be something that you'll see all over the place, and it'll also be autonomous, or have the ability to go autonomous down the road.
We know there are a lot of people who don't like Elon Musk, especially these days when Elon Musk's involvement in the US government has created some negative reactions. But all that aside, we have to admit that Tesla has some really good EVs. Really impressive, if not the best in the world. They have the Model Y, which is the best-selling car in the world for years on end, the best-selling Cybertruck in 2024, and they also have the best Class 8 electric truck in the world. But very few people really understand the Tesla Semi. Right now, there's no electric truck out there that can go 500 miles on a single charge. We also don't have any trucks that can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 20 seconds while fully loaded. And it's pretty hard to find an electric truck that consumes just 1.7 kilowatt hours per mile. There's a lot more to it, and the truth is, when it comes to electric trucks, most people only think of the Tesla Semi, even though there aren't even 300 of them on the road yet. Tesla has never spent money to advertise the big rig, and most of the buzz has come from customers, especially drivers at PepsiCo. They've gone on record saying the Tesla Semi offers a driving experience like nothing else, and they don't want to drive any other truck since they started using the Semi. If the price of the Semi is just $200,000 compared to the overall savings it offers, it's clearly a money machine, as Elon Musk once put it. Not to mention, the Semi is the first electric truck in the world with full self-driving, something most truck drivers have always dreamed of. So how will the Tesla Semi change the trucking industry? How many will Tesla produce this year? Is the idea of millions of semis being made just hype, or is it real? Let's dive into it. There's no denying that the Tesla Semi is a tough vehicle to manufacture, coming in just behind the Tesla Roadster in terms of complexity. And it's been stuck in development for about 8 years, ever since 2017. So why's that? You know, building the Tesla Semi is a whole different game. Unlike other models that roll off automated assembly lines, the Semi is mostly put together by hand. Yep, you heard that right. There's no fancy robotics or fully automated process here. And to make things trickier, the factory in Nevada just isn't scaled up enough yet to handle full-on mass production. That's made developing this Class 8 truck a real challenge. So where are we now 8 years later? Well, Tesla's still making a small number of semis, but they're making progress. They're working on a dedicated Giga Semi facility, and Elon Musk says full-scale production, around 50,000 trucks a year, will kick off next year. As of now, the factory's about 68% complete. Here's the wild part. Producing 50,000 semis a year means Tesla would be cranking out big rigs at an almost unbelievable rate. If the factory runs 24/7, that's around 137 trucks a day, or about 5 to 6 trucks every hour. Basically, a brand new Semi would roll out every 10 minutes, and if they go with a more typical schedule, say 250 working days a year, they'd need to build 200 trucks a day, or one every 5 minutes. Crazy, right? But with the Giga Semi factory coming online and no more waiting around for battery packs, since Giga Nevada will be pumping out those massive 900 kilowatt-hour packs on site, it's actually looking pretty doable. The Tesla Semi really does feel like something straight out of the future. We've talked before about its torque vectoring drive axle. That thing's got 2 plaid motors that can actually disconnect when you don't need all that power. So when you're just cruising on flat roads, those motors shut off, and the high-efficiency drive axle takes over. That's a game changer right there. One of the biggest reasons why the Semi is so different from anything else out there. Another really cool feature? The way it handles on the highway, especially going uphill. Unlike traditional diesel trucks that slow way down on climbs and risk tipping over. If they try to go too fast, the Tesla Semi keeps going at full highway speed. There are reports that it can climb a 10% grade at 60 miles per hour, even fully loaded, without breaking a sweat. And honestly, we don't know of any other fully loaded truck in the world that can do that. If you do, let us know, because we've never seen it happen. And the brakes? Super impressive thanks to regenerative braking. Not only does it help recharge the battery, but it also adds a serious safety advantage. The brakes never overheat. Drivers still have to stop at mandatory brake check stations, but many say the brakes are cool to the touch every time. In fact, the Semi could probably go downhill even faster, but drivers are required to stick to the legal speed limits. Either way, it's wild to see a Tesla Semi cruising uphill while traditional diesel rigs are slowing down or struggling. Shooting for 1 million Tesla Semis or even more is a huge goal, and it gets even bigger when you consider what Elon Musk said the Tesla Semi is going global. That means not just the US, but also Europe, Asia, and beyond. Now, Tesla does already have gigafactories across different continents, which definitely helps, but there's a catch. They'll need to tweak the Semi's design to meet local trucking regulations. For example, in Europe, the rules around truck dimensions are way stricter. If you've ever noticed, most of the heavy-duty trucks over there have that classic flat-front, boxy cab that's not by accident. It's because of the rules.
We're also building the Tesla Semi factory. This is a vehicle that some people said was impossible to build, that it defied physics. Well, not only does it not defy physics, we're going to be making a lot of them.
Like Elon Musk said, people think the Tesla Semi is somehow breaking the laws of physics because, yeah, those performance specs sound almost too good to be true. But in reality, Tesla isn't defying physics. They're just pushing the boundaries of what's technically possible today. And honestly, it's totally normal for experts to be skeptical, especially when those numbers blow past everything else in the industry. So let's clear up a few things that some folks might not know about the Semi. First off, it's packing a massive 900 kilowatt-hour battery, yet it only uses about 1.7 kilowatt-hours per mile. And yes, it's been officially tested and confirmed to go 500 miles on a single charge. But Tesla's not stopping there. The next version, you can call Semi Gen 2, will swap out the current 2170 battery cells for the new 4680 cells, and production will move to a new facility. And that's a big deal. Why? Because the 4680 tech delivers 5 times the energy capacity and 6 times the power output. That means the truck can go even farther without needing a heavier battery pack. And when you're talking about electric trucks, weight really matters. A lighter truck means more room for cargo, so better efficiency and better profit for fleet operators. Now, let's talk price. The Tesla Semi isn't exactly cheap. Reports say the 500-mile version could cost around $250,000, while the 300-mile version might be closer to $200,000. Elon hasn't confirmed those prices, but they line up with what we've seen. For example, PepsiCo reportedly used a $4.5 million grant to buy just 18 Semis, so yeah, it adds up. We're not denying that electric Class 8 trucks usually cost more than traditional diesel models. For example, a report from the American Transportation Research Institute says a diesel Class 8 truck runs around $180,000, while an electric one can go for over $400,000. But that higher price can start to make more sense when you factor in the lower operating costs and long-term savings electric trucks offer. Businesses are always looking to cut fuel costs, lower maintenance expenses, and boost their bottom line. According to Tesla, charging an electric truck costs about half as much as filling up with diesel, potentially saving truck owners up to $150,000 in just the first 3 years. That's a pretty big deal. With operating costs around 30 cents per mile, a 6.5-mile trip only costs about $3.30. Meanwhile, a regular diesel truck would burn through at least a gallon of fuel for the same distance, and at around $3.66 per gallon, that's a much pricier option. On the flip side, there's a big difference in maintenance costs between electric and diesel Class 8 trucks, and diesel almost always costs more. That's mainly because diesel engines are complex machines with hundreds of moving parts like pistons, valves, and camshafts, which wear out over time and need regular upkeep. Diesel trucks also require oil changes, fuel filter replacements, and routine maintenance on the drivetrain and transmission. Electric trucks, on the other hand, have a much simpler setup. They don't need engine oil changes and have fewer parts that can break down. Plus, they use regenerative braking, which significantly reduces brake pad wear compared to the traditional braking systems on diesel trucks. According to several studies, maintenance costs for electric trucks are 40 to 60% lower than for diesel ones. On average, a diesel truck can cost between $20,000 and $30,000 a year to maintain, while an electric truck typically costs just $8,000 to $15,000 annually. So even though the upfront price of an electric truck is higher, the long-term savings on maintenance make it a smart investment, especially for transport businesses looking to cut operating costs and reduced downtime for repairs. But you know what? Executives actually confirmed in a previous meeting that customers can buy the Tesla Semi in a configuration that fits their specific needs. For instance, if your daily driving range is only around 150 miles, you don't have to shell out for the 500-mile version. You can go with the 200-mile battery pack instead. And yeah, that's exactly why some folks are able to get the Semi at a lower price, even with a starting price of $200,000. It's honestly a game changer. In a recent live stream, Elon Musk doubled down on the idea that the new Semi is packed with revolutionary upgrades, the kind of economic advantages no other electric truck on the market can match right now. Specifically, Musk mentioned that the Tesla Semi will be even more advanced once it's equipped with full self-driving, which is expected to roll out in the near future, especially as Tesla ramps up mass production. If that happens, it could seriously shake up the entire long-haul trucking industry. Full self-driving would ease a huge amount of pressure off drivers on long trips, even though they'll still need to step in when necessary. It gives them a chance to rest, stay alert, and ultimately reduce the risk of fatigue-related accidents. One of the main reasons for the ongoing truck driver shortage is the tough working conditions. Drivers often don't get enough rest on long hauls, and the constant noise from traditional diesel engines can take a serious toll on their health, pushing many to leave the profession altogether. In fact, the rising number of accidents caused by drowsy driving really highlights just how grueling this job can be. Of course, full self-driving isn't the only factor that makes a heavy-duty electric truck safe. To maximize the safety of the Tesla Semi, engineers have been rigorously testing it in all kinds of conditions, especially in icy and frozen environments. While the Semi has proven to be reliable in many different operating scenarios and has delivered impressive performance, the reality is that it still faces some challenges when operating in extremely cold and snowy weather. When it comes to electric vehicles, cold temperatures are always a concern, especially when it comes to the performance of lithium-ion batteries. In cold weather, driving range decreases, charging times get longer, and energy consumption increases because both the cabin and the battery need to be heated. While the electric motor itself runs smoothly, the drivetrain and cooling system can run into issues if they're not optimized to handle these harsh conditions. On top of that, the heavy weight of the truck, while improving traction, can make it harder to move on slippery surfaces like snow or ice, unless the traction control system is properly calibrated. That's why many electric trucks still face challenges when operating in extreme weather conditions. The Tesla Semi, however, has really gone through years of testing in winter conditions. It's been spotted undergoing tests in Alaska just before Tesla started mass production. So it's clear that Tesla is taking the Semi seriously and putting safety at the forefront.
That we actually have a shortage of truck drivers in America. That's one of the limiting factors on transport. People are human, so they get tired, and sometimes, I have a lot of respect for truck drivers because it's a tough job. But because it's a tough job, there's not that many people that want to do it. There's more people leaving truck driving as a profession than entering it. Well, we're going to have a real logistics problem as time goes by. So autonomy will be very important to meet that need.
Elon Musk has repeatedly highlighted the truck driver shortage in the U.S., calling it one of the biggest barriers for the trucking industry. He has expressed deep respect for truck drivers, acknowledging that the job is not only tough, but is also becoming less appealing to younger workers. In Tesla's recent fourth-quarter financial report, company executives admitted that the number of drivers leaving the industry is outpacing the number of new drivers joining, which could pose serious challenge for the supply chain in the future. That's why with the mass production of the Tesla Semi combined with full self-driving technology, the trucking industry is about to enter a new era. Drivers will no longer have to bear the pressure of constantly driving long distances, significantly reducing fatigue and improving working conditions. This is not just a major breakthrough for electric trucks, but also a potential solution to the labor shortage in the transportation sector. Beyond the economic and technological benefits, the Tesla Semi also plays a crucial role in environmental protection, with the heavy-duty transportation sector accounting for a large portion of global emissions. Replacing diesel trucks with electric ones like the Tesla Semi will help significantly reduce CO2 emissions, pushing towards a more sustainable transportation system. This is an inevitable trend as countries and companies continue to prioritize eco-friendly transportation solutions. By significantly reducing emissions from diesel trucks, which account for more than 25% of total fuel consumption in the US, the Tesla Semi has the potential to make a big impact on reducing environmental pollution. It's no coincidence that electric trucks are being encouraged and supported by governments around the world. The EU has reached an agreement requiring manufacturers to reduce the average emissions of new trucks by 45% by 2030, 65% by 2030-35, and 90% by 2040. This means that most new diesel trucks will be phased out by 2040. In the U.S., 14 states have signed a memorandum of understanding and joined California in aiming to eliminate all diesel truck sales by 2050. So we're pretty confident that electric trucks will definitely take over in the coming decades. Just recently, we got news of a tragic late-night crash between a diesel truck and a Tesla. The collision resulted in one driver's death, another being hospitalized, and over 100 gallons of fuel spilling on the turnpike. Officials say a semi-truck hauling a double-trailer crashed into a concrete barrier and collided with a Tesla, spilling over 100 gallons of fuel from the truck. Strangely, the semi-truck driver was the one who died at the scene, while the Tesla driver survived and was taken to the hospital with injuries. 100 gallons of diesel fuel is a massive environmental pollutant. There's no denying that, even though production delays have limited the number of units available. The Tesla Semi has truly revolutionized the long-haul trucking industry with its impressive performance. In other words, it's fundamentally changed the way many people view Class 8 heavy-duty trucks. More specifically, this is the first time in the world that an electric truck can directly compete with a diesel truck, something no other electric truck has been able to do before. Tesla is gradually losing its edge as the world's leading EV automaker. This is partly due to Elon Musk's growing involvement in politics, which has sparked a significant wave of backlash. On the other hand, it's been a long time since Tesla has released a truly groundbreaking and affordable car. Most of the comments we've seen online mock the fact that the Model Y seems to be Tesla's only real success so far, while every other product is seen as one of Elon Musk's wild ideas that never really delivered. This only highlights how far Tesla has fallen behind when it comes to innovation and product development. Amid the criticism of Tesla and the controversy surrounding Musk, there's still a surprising number of optimistic voices who believe Tesla could turn things around. How? With two EVs Musk once teased but have yet to launch. It's no exaggeration to say millions of people are eagerly waiting for them. One promises to be highly affordable and accessible to the mass market, while the other boasts insane performance. Could these be the cars that save Tesla? When will they be released? Let's dive in. The first car we want to talk about is the Tesla Model Q, also referred to as the $25,000 affordable EV, or whatever name Elon Musk ends up choosing. He's been known to change it often. For now, the media has dubbed it the Model Q. That said, since the Model Q hasn't officially launched, there are no real photos of it yet. So throughout this video, we'll be using a few illustrations and concept images that come close to what it might look like. Also, it's worth noting that the original $25,000 price point might no longer be realistic due to rising costs and market factors. Earlier this year, Deutsche Bank reported that the actual price could be closer to $37,000, not including the $7,500 federal tax credit. With the credit applied, the car could end up costing around $30,000, still relatively affordable by EV standards. From our perspective, the Model Q could actually be a game changer for Tesla right now. At a price point around $30,000, it has the potential to attract a huge wave of customers. This might be the best value hatchback to launch this year, something that could ease the growing pressure on Tesla. So what about the other car, Model 2? Could that be the real game changer? So far, we've always believed that this affordable EV has been a hot topic among Tesla fans. But here's the interesting part. People aren't necessarily excited about the Model Q for its performance, range, or design. What they really want is simple: an electric vehicle under $30,000. We can reveal that the main advantage of this upcoming car is that Tesla hasn't made it worse than the current models, and the company believes it has struck a good balance ahead of its launch in Q2 this year. The Model Q was originally expected to launch by the end of 2024, but Tesla shifted its focus toward the Cybercab project and the refresh of the Model Y. As a result, the timeline was pushed back, sparking a wave of speculation. Most people began to believe the project had been scrapped entirely. largely because the Model Q doesn't align with Tesla's current autonomous vehicle ambitions. Adding fuel to the rumors, Elon Musk once stated that a car without self-driving capabilities is essentially pointless in today's landscape. That single statement convinced many that the Model Q simply doesn't exist. But the truth? Elon Musk might just be playing a distraction game. If he teased the Model Q too much, it could cannibalize sales of the newly launched Model Y Juniper. Why would anyone spend more on a Model Y when a cheaper Tesla hatchback is just around the corner? In reality, the Model Q hasn't been canceled, it's just been delayed. And if everything goes according to plan, Tesla is expected to unveil it within the next 2 months or at the latest by the end of the year, according to the company's latest updates.
We will be introducing several new products throughout 2025. We are still on track to launch a more affordable model in the first half of 2025, and we'll continue to expand our lineup from there.
As we all know, Tesla has never been known as a low-cost EV automaker. Since its inception, the company has always focused on the premium electric car segment with advanced technology, strong performance, and modern self-driving features. Although it has tried to expand the market with more affordable models such as the Model 3 and Model Y, their prices are still high compared to the general level of the auto industry. So how can Tesla create a $30,000 car without making too many compromises? Tesla claims that it is possible, with chief engineer Lars Moravy saying that the Model Q will be no worse than current models despite its low price. He said, "The most difficult part of doing that is not making the cars worse. So I promise that they won't be a massive step down from the cars we sell today." To achieve this super low price, Tesla had to simplify the Model Q quite a bit. Unfortunately, that means it won't have the sharp design of the Model 3, the big battery, or the expensive motor of the Model X, Model S, or even Model Y. Everything will be balanced as efficiently as possible while still retaining the Tesla DNA. Some now reliable Model Q insider information leaked last month that Tesla's upcoming low-cost electric car is essentially a stripped-down Model Y. Specifically, the new report comes from 36KR, a Chinese technology media, saying that Tesla will soon launch a new car based on the Model Y that Tesla is planning to produce at the Shanghai Gigafactory. Sources from people familiar with the project revealed to 36KR. This car is described as a cheaper Model Y. Compared to the current Model Y, there are basically no major changes in the battery, power, chassis, and other parts of the new car. It is developed through the Depop method. People familiar with the matter revealed that Depop is a development idea of Tesla, aiming to quickly launch the product by simplifying the configuration while keeping the main functions intact. Since Tesla tends to keep products under wraps until it is officially launched, this makes the details of the Model Q still quite vague at present, especially in terms of overall design. There are rumors that it could be a small crossover, but the source is unclear. Knowing Tesla, they change designs right up until the launch date, so early leaks can be inaccurate. What do you think of the Model Q being a hatchback? In fact, we have many reasons to believe that the Model Q will be a small hatchback. First, this is a segment Tesla has yet to tap into. While the Model S, X, Y, and 3 are all sedans or SUVs, an affordable hatchback would help the company reach more customers, especially those who need a compact, agile vehicle for urban commuting. Competitors like the Chevrolet Bolt EV and Nissan Leaf have proven that electric hatchbacks are both practical and popular choices. With its ambition to make EVs more accessible, Tesla could very well enter this segment to maximize sales. In fact, early demo images of the vehicle also suggest that it is a hatchback about 157 inches in length. There are reports that the Model Q will be produced on the same production line as the Model 3 and Model Y. Moreover, it is said to be around 15% smaller than the Model 3, further reinforcing the likelihood that it will be a hatchback, a body style that remains highly popular in China and Europe. In the US, crossovers still dominate, so we also can't rule out the possibility that the Model Q will be a compact crossover, as some earlier rumors suggested. And of course, given the current tensions and tariffs between the US and China, it's unlikely that the Model Q would be manufactured at Giga Shanghai and then exported to the US. Therefore, the Model Q could potentially be produced at Giga Texas for the compact crossover version, while the hatchback version would be manufactured in China. What do you think about this? Tesla has long been known for its minimalist design and outstanding aerodynamics. Most of the company's EVs feature impressively low drag coefficients, and the upcoming Model Q, if indeed smaller than the Model 3 or Model Y, could take aerodynamic performance to the next level, especially if it borrows design cues from the Cybercab. Still, we're hoping Tesla doesn't just recycle old ideas. We'd love to see a fresh, groundbreaking design. The clear focus of the Model Q is affordability through simplicity. It might not hit the original $25,000 target, but it's likely to remain Tesla's most affordable EV yet. With a compact footprint, lightweight body, and highly optimized design, the Model Q is expected to have an extremely low drag coefficient, maximizing both performance and range. Unlike the Cybercab, the Model Q is expected to have seating for at least 5 passengers. But don't expect a premium interior. Tesla will likely trim down features to keep costs low. That could mean no heated or cooled seats, no multi-speaker sound system, no large central display, and no ambient LED lighting. Tesla might even opt for smaller wheels to cut production costs further. However, if there's one thing Tesla does well, it's turn minimalism into a strength. The Model Q's interior may still be modern, with signature details like the LED strip running across the dashboard, but the interior is only part of the story. What's more intriguing is the Model Q's performance and range. With an expected price tag of around $30,000, it's unrealistic to expect performance like the Model 3 or Y. Instead, Tesla will almost certainly go with a smaller battery to keep costs and weight down. Without further ado, we're betting that the Model Q will use LFP batteries, a durable, safe, and economical option that Tesla has used in the Model Y and Model 3. This also means that customers shouldn't expect the advanced 4680 battery, as it doesn't fit the Model Q's cost-cutting strategy. There are reports that the Model Q will come in 2 battery options, a 53 kilowatt-hour base model that will allow for a range of around 370 kilometers or 230 miles, and a 75 kilowatt-hour long-range AWD model with a range of around 310 miles. However, we're skeptical of this, as the 75 kilowatt-hour battery pack doesn't fit the budget-minded approach, or would push the price well beyond $30,000. Specifically, if the long range does indeed go 310 miles, the question is, how much will it cost? Currently, the Model Y long-range AWD costs $47,990 with a range of 311 miles, while the Model 3 long-range AWD with 346 miles is $47,490. With such a difference, it's hard to believe that the Model Q long-range AWD costs $30,000. What do you think? Tesla has confirmed that this next-generation vehicle will be assembled using existing production lines with only minimal adjustments. This means faster production and lower costs, 2 crucial factors that could make the Model Q a major milestone in making electric vehicles truly mainstream. A budget-friendly Tesla that still stays true to the brand's identity? That could be huge. Based on current factory operations, China is the most likely candidate for initial production. The Shanghai Gigafactory, capable of rolling out a Model Y in 35 seconds, has available capacity and proven efficiency. Asia and Europe are Tesla's 2 most important markets, and China offers a strong supply chain and competitive costs. Once production stabilizes, Tesla will likely expand operations to the US, with Giga Texas being the top contender. After all, most of Tesla's recent vehicle launches have been tied to this facility. That said, production at Gigafactory Berlin remains uncertain. While Europe is a key market, high labor costs in Germany could undercut the price advantage Tesla is aiming for with the Model Q. If Tesla is serious about keeping the starting price around $30,000, choosing the right production site will be critical to maintain quality and output without driving up costs. So that's what we know and what we predict based on everything that's leaked so far about the Model Q. We should be clear, not everything we've shared is confirmed, but based on our long-standing experience tracking Tesla, we're confident that about 70% of what we've said will prove true. And here's something we're willing to bet on. The Tesla Model Q could rack up millions of pre-orders, surpassing even the Cybertruck and other past models. The hype hasn't died down. People are still eagerly waiting for a more affordable Tesla than the Model 3. So yes, the Model Q might just hit the streets this year. Now let's talk about the second vehicle, one you've probably already guessed. It hasn't launched yet, but it's already famous for its insane performance. Yeah, it could only be the Tesla Roadster Gen 2. The reality is, many people have actually forgotten about the Roadster's existence, mainly because Tesla has gone silent about it for years, even as customers continue to ask about its development and release timeline. Some buyers even placed $50,000 deposits, yet Tesla still hasn't announced a delivery date. For those who may have forgotten, the Tesla Roadster Gen 2 was first unveiled by Elon Musk back in 2017, instantly grabbing global attention with its jaw-dropping specs. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.9 seconds, 0 to 100 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds, a quarter-mile time of 8.9 seconds, a top speed of 250 miles per hour, and an estimated range of nearly 620 miles or 1,000 kilometers on a 200 kilowatt-hour battery pack. According to Musk, the Roadster was designed to deliver a hardcore smackdown to ICE cars. He claimed it would be able to drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco and back at high speeds without needing to recharge. The vehicle features 3 electric motors and delivers up to 10,000 Newton-meters of torque, partly thanks to a carbon-wrapped motor that helps it achieve those record-breaking numbers. And yes, this is a true 4-seater convertible with a surprisingly spacious trunk. Originally, the Roadster's price was listed on Tesla's official website between $200,000 and $250,000, but that info was quietly removed in 2020. Then, in Q3 of last year, Musk thanked reservation holders for their patience and revealed that the final design of the Roadster was nearly complete. But with repeated delays, the launch date for the Roadster has been pushed back year after year. After several missed timelines, Elon Musk finally declared that 2025 would be the year the car officially enters production. However, he also included a clear caveat. Mainstream vehicle development would always take priority. As of last month, Tesla is still accepting reservations for the Roadster on its official website, requiring an initial $5,000 deposit, followed by an additional $45,000 payment within 10 days to secure a spot in line. The ongoing delays have led many to believe that the Roadster simply isn't a priority because it doesn't generate significant revenue for the company. Back when the first-generation Roadster launched in 2008, Tesla only produced around 2,450 units. Between 2008 and 2012, a tiny figure compared to the hundreds of thousands or even millions of Model 3s and Model Ys sold each year. This clearly shows that the Roadster was never meant to serve the mass market or drive large-scale profits. From a financial perspective, the Tesla Roadster isn't a strategic product. Elon Musk has often referred to it as a halo car, a symbolic vehicle created to prove that electric cars can be stunning, insanely fast, and incredibly powerful. As we mentioned earlier, Musk has emphasized that the Roadster was designed to deliver a decisive blow to ICE cars. Its true purpose is to make a statement, capture media and public attention, and reinforce Tesla's pioneering image in the EV world. That's why, even though the second-generation Roadster was unveiled back in 2017 with outrageous specs, it has never been treated as a high-priority product for mass production. In fact, the main cars that bring huge revenue to Tesla are Model 3 and Model Y. Cybertruck or Robotaxi are what Elon Musk has high expectations for, simply because they can expand the market and maximize profits. In our view, although Tesla Roadster is not a car that brings big revenue to Tesla, it still has the potential to revolutionize the automotive industry, not because of the sales volume, but because of the new standards it sets. You can't find a car with the performance of Tesla Roadster, right? If there is, or we missed it, let us know in the comments below. We believe that even if Tesla doesn't sell millions of Roadsters, launching a car with extreme performance, advanced technology, and futuristic design will force competitors to follow. Traditional car companies and new electric car startups will have to speed up innovation, accelerate the development process to avoid being left behind. So the Roadster isn't just competitive, it's also igniting a wave of industry-wide innovation. We can't give you a precise timeline for when the Tesla Roadster will be available to pre-order customers, but based on the production schedule and current challenges, we think the Roadster will be a story of 2027 or later. And they're two cars that will revolutionize in different ways. The Model Q will usher in the era of Tesla's first affordable electric vehicle, while the Tesla Roadster will set the standard for high-performance electric vehicles. What do you think of them? Elon Musk once lived in a tiny house and claimed it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Because of this, he once shared that he might launch a Tesla tiny house for just around $7,000. It sounds unbelievable, but this could be a plan to save Tesla or a strategic move behind Elon Musk's ambitions. Elon Musk has always focused on sustainable solutions, and he has stated that tiny houses will be the future of housing, as people will barely be able to afford land for construction due to skyrocketing costs. The fact that Elon Musk lived in a Tesla tiny house is hard for most people to believe. After all, with a massive fortune of nearly $300 billion at the time, he could buy any billion-dollar mansion or castle he wanted. But Elon Musk chose to live in a casita, and to be honest, that's pretty incredible because it lacks nothing that a conventional home would have. In fact, it's even better when you see what's inside. So, what would a $7,000 Tesla tiny house look like? Why is Elon Musk investing in it? You may have heard many stories about Elon Musk's Tesla home, but most of them are exaggerated or filled with misinformation. So, what's the truth? The tiny house Musk owns is actually less than 400 square feet and is located in Starbase, Texas. He purchased it in 2021. What's special about it is that it was built by Boxabl, a company specializing in advanced prefab homes, and the entire installation process took just 1 hour. This house was one of the company's first 3 prototypes, and since Musk started using it, Boxabl has received nearly 200,000 orders, potentially generating nearly $2 billion in revenue. Clearly, the unintended endorsement from Elon Musk has turned Boxabl into a phenomenon. Without him, we might never have even heard of the name. But let's get back to Musk's Casita, what truly sets it apart. The entire structure of this house is fully manufactured in a factory, including the walls, ceiling, and basic interior, before being transported to the site and assembled. And here's the surprising part. Elon Musk bought this tiny house for just $40,000. At first glance, we also thought Casita was just a typical prefab home with plain drywall walls. But, after digging deeper, we had to change our minds. Could this be the future of housing? How could it be built for just $7,000 and even around $500 for installation cost when Elon Musk invested in it? If you think Elon Musk's Casita is just a simple prefab house, you're mistaken. There are no flimsy drywall walls or fragile materials. Casita is built with advanced technology and ultra-durable materials, including steel, concrete, insulated foam, and multi-layered panels. These components are compressed under 250,000 pounds of pressure, creating a solid structure ready to withstand hurricanes, floods, and snow, harsh weather conditions that even many traditional homes struggle with. If it's good enough for Elon Musk, then it's certainly no ordinary house, as Musk always focuses on long-lasting and sustainable products. Small, but limitless. That's the philosophy of Casita. Thanks to its high mobility, this house can be transported anywhere with just a flatbed truck. When in transit, Casita folds down to 5.8 meters by 2.6 meters by 3.8 meters, optimizing space and reducing costs. Weighing 5,900 kilograms, the entire installation process takes only about an hour, so fast that you could order it in the morning and move in by the afternoon. And the most incredible part? For just $40,000, you get nearly 400 square feet of living space, featuring 4 separate rooms and a ceiling height of 9 feet 6 inches. Not only that, but Boxabl's smart design allows multiple casitas to be connected and stacked, creating larger homes or even 2- or 3-story buildings. You might think that when Elon Musk and Tesla launched a $7,000 tiny house, it would be significantly smaller than the $40,000 tiny house Musk once owned. But we see things differently. Instead of reducing space, we believe the Tesla tiny house should be minimalist on the inside, optimized in design, leveraging smart technology, and enhancing the living experience without sacrificing square footage. So, what's inside Elon Musk's Casita? Let's first talk about Musk's $40,000 home to get a clearer comparison with a $7,000 house. You might assume that a 400 square foot tiny home would feel cramped. But Musk's Casita is designed with incredible efficiency, maximizing every inch of space. And the most surprising part? It doesn't feel small at all. It's actually incredibly comfortable and convenient. The living room is the largest area in the Casita, and it's no coincidence that Musk prioritizes this space. As the mastermind behind Tesla and SpaceX, he has transformed this area into a mobile office, allowing him to oversee work seamlessly from home. Behind the living room, there's a large bed strategically placed with a partial dividing wall, not only separating the sleeping space but also incorporating built-in storage to optimize the area. But here's the real surprise. Musk's Casita actually has 3 bedrooms. Originally, there were only two, but he converted the garage into a third bedroom. In various videos showcasing the Casita, we've noticed that Musk uses smart folding beds that can be pulled down for sleeping and tucked away when not in use, an ingenious way to maximize space. Wondering if this tiny home has a functional kitchen? At first, we also thought it would be impossible due to space constraints, especially since a kitchen requires a complex setup. However, we were genuinely amazed to learn that Musk's home is fully equipped with everything a kitchen needs, including a sink, refrigerator, dishwasher, oven, and storage cabinets, all arranged in a compact yet highly efficient manner. Thanks to its intelligent design, this space is even more practical than many small apartments. Additionally, a small dining table is integrated with the kitchen counter, saving space while maintaining convenience. Naturally, the Casita also features an exhaust system to keep the air fresh and clean. At first, we doubted whether the Casita could fit a standard bathroom, but once again, we were wrong. A sink, mirror, toilet, and a spacious shower cabin all are included. Notably, the sliding door not only saves space, but also adds a modern, sophisticated touch to the area. Every inch of the Casita is optimized, creating a cozy and comfortable atmosphere without feeling cramped. If Elon Musk's $40,000 tiny house is nearly fully equipped with smart design and modern amenities, what can we expect from a house priced at just $7,000? Despite the significantly lower cost, a well-designed tiny home can still meet all basic living needs by maximizing space efficiency. The key factor remains the optimal arrangement of furniture and interior design. The living area would be combined with the sleeping space, meaning a foldable bed that transforms into a sofa during the day and expands into a bed at night. This dual-purpose setup helps save space while maintaining functionality. As for the kitchen, due to budget and space constraints, this home would feature only the essentials: a small electric stove, a sink, and a mini fridge. Unlike Elon Musk's Casita, which includes an oven and dishwasher, the $7,000 home might only have a portable induction cooktop and a few wall-mount shelves for storage. A foldable dining table or a wall-integrated option would provide a dining space when needed while saving room when not in use. The bathroom in this home would be simple, including a toilet, a small sink, and a shower. To keep costs low, the shower area might have a curtain instead of a modern glass enclosure or cabin. However, with smart layout choices, it can still offer a comfortable and functional experience. Given the limited space, smart storage solutions like wall-mounted shelves, built-in cabinets, and underbed storage would be crucial. Drawers under seating, foldable shelves, and multi-purpose furniture would maximize usability without cluttering the space. To enhance natural lighting and ventilation, large windows would be incorporated, making the space feel more open and airy. While it might lack an advanced ventilation system like Musk's Casita, simple exhaust fans or large windows could still ensure fresh airflow. Although it wouldn't match the luxury and amenities of a $40,000 tiny home, a well-designed $7,000 tiny house could still provide a comfortable and efficient living space. By embracing smart interior arrangements and maximizing available resources, this affordable home could serve as a cost-effective, minimalist, and sustainable housing option. If launched, Elon Musk's $7,000 tiny house wouldn't just be a tiny home, it would be a symbol of energy efficiency. The entire interior could be equipped with energy-saving LED lighting and smart devices, significantly reducing living expenses. Most importantly, Musk could achieve this ultra-affordable price by leveraging Tesla's available resources, specifically its renewable energy technology. First, Tesla can play a crucial role in providing energy for a tiny house. The Tesla Powerwall system, a type of energy storage battery, can be optimized into a more compact version to help the house operate independently without needing to connect to the electrical grid. Additionally, Tesla's solar roof can be integrated to generate clean electricity, making the tiny house completely energy self-sufficient, ideal for remote areas or those who prefer a minimalist, nature-friendly lifestyle. Moreover, construction materials can be sourced from both Tesla and SpaceX. The 30X stainless steel, the material used to build the Cybertruck, could be a perfect choice for the tiny house's frame and exterior due to its high durability, corrosion resistance, and strength. Insulation technology from the Dragon spacecraft could also be applied to help maintain a stable indoor temperature, reducing energy consumption for heating or cooling. Additionally, the Boring Company could provide low-cost building materials. The company has experimented with recycling rubble from tunnel excavation to produce construction bricks, which can be used for house foundations or weather-resistant walls. With this technology, tiny houses could become more durable without significantly increasing costs. Meanwhile, Tesla Gigafactory's production process could help reduce costs substantially by implementing automation and mass production. Using Optimus robots for cutting, welding, and assembly would accelerate production speed and optimize expenses, making tiny houses more accessible to a wider audience. From a technology perspective, tiny houses could be equipped with high-speed internet from Starlink, allowing users to stay connected anywhere. Additionally, smart systems like water recycling and air filtration from SpaceX could be miniaturized to turn tiny houses into self-sustaining living spaces. If there's one thing Elon Musk does better than anyone else, it's breaking norms. From owning luxurious mansions, Musk made a surprising decision in 2020 to sell nearly all of his assets, including all his private homes. The reason? He wanted to embrace minimalism and live in a small house close to his workplace. This is a bold change. While most people pay between $1,700 and $2,200 per month for rent, or even more in major cities like New York, San Francisco, or Los Angeles, Musk chose to own a tiny house at an unbelievably low price, far less than a year's rent in these expensive urban areas. So, why is the tiny house trend growing? Boxabl isn't just building houses, it's redefining the construction industry with a completely new approach. The foldable design allows the Casita to be easily transported on highways, eliminating cost and legal barriers associated with relocating homes. This enables mass production in a factory, followed by quick and cost-efficient delivery anywhere. And Boxabl's ambitions don't stop there. The company aims to create a housing production process similar to an automotive assembly line. Boxabl claims it could potentially manufacture one house per minute. The fact that Musk's Casita can be fully set up in just an hour has sparked curiosity. After all, it's easier to see why Elon Musk chose to live in a tiny house. As mentioned, he needed a temporary, convenient living space close to his company. However, Musk's involvement could go beyond just living in one. He might invest in this project and even create Tesla tiny houses priced at just $7,000, with installation costs as low as $566. A Tesla Boxabl collaboration is entirely possible. Musk once provided free promotion for Boxabl, helping the company gain widespread recognition. He may have seen that Boxabl's mission aligns closely with his own. If Tesla is revolutionizing transportation with sustainable electric vehicles, then Boxabl is aiming to create energy-efficient, low-cost homes that can be built much faster than traditional methods. With his strong commitment to fighting climate change, Musk has every reason to support this model. But the most intriguing reason for Musk's investment in tiny houses is his own ambition. Have you ever wondered if he bought this tiny house as an experiment for something much bigger, perhaps for building homes on another planet? Musk has never abandoned his dream of colonizing Mars. As long as SpaceX exists, this mission will continue. And to make that dream a reality, humans or even Tesla Optimus robots will need to construct homes on Mars, homes that are nothing like the ones we have on Earth. On the red planet, everything must be designed to maximize energy efficiency, minimize material usage, and accelerate assembly speed. This process would resemble an advanced production line, utilizing cutting-edge technology to establish settlements quickly and efficiently. It requires lightweight materials that are easy to transport and install, similar to Boxabl's design principles. So, it's entirely possible that Musk is using this house as a prototype for his long-term vision. Transporting a tiny house to Mars wouldn't be the real challenge. The only question is when SpaceX will succeed with Starship. On a harsh planet like Mars, the sustainability of modular housing is also a crucial factor. More than anyone, Musk understands that the future of humanity depends on optimizing resources. The Casita house he chose is made from eco-friendly materials, aligning perfectly with his philosophy of sustainable development. Ultimately, this tiny house is a clear reflection of Elon Musk's minimalist lifestyle. Despite his immense wealth, he doesn't indulge in luxury yachts or extravagant mansions. Instead, he dedicates his resources to projects with cosmic significance. His minimalist philosophy, focusing on core values, is fully embodied in this housing choice. And who knows, this might not just be Musk's home on Earth, but also a model for the future of humanity on Mars. With a total cost of just around $7,566, Elon Musk's tiny house could open up homeownership opportunities for millions of people, especially low-income individuals, students, or those looking to avoid large mortgage debts. As real estate prices continue to soar, an ultra-affordable housing model could disrupt the market, offering more options for those who don't want to be tied down by long-term loans. If this model succeeds, it could shake up the traditional real estate system, where home prices are inflated by speculation and high construction costs. A wave of sustainable, low-cost housing communities could emerge, potentially creating Musk-style living spaces where people are no longer dependent on big cities for a good quality of life. In an increasingly competitive EV market, Tesla's expansion into affordable tiny houses could be a game-changing strategy, allowing the company to not only maintain its leadership, but also tap into an entirely new industry. Tesla already possesses the technology, manufacturing capabilities, and materials to build a tiny house for just $7,000, something very few companies can achieve. First, Tesla could integrate its Powerwall battery and solar roof system, enabling these tiny homes to be completely self-sufficient in energy, eliminating electricity costs and giving users the freedom to live anywhere. Additionally, the company could utilize the same stainless steel used in the Cybertruck, making tiny houses more weather-resistant without increasing production costs. Moreover, Tesla's advantage lies in its gigafactories, where large-scale automated production can significantly lower costs, something competitors would struggle to match. Beyond that, integrating Starlink into tiny houses would create a living space with high-speed internet connectivity, making this model perfect for digital nomads or remote workers. This is especially crucial in the post-COVID era, where remote work has become a mainstream trend. If Tesla successfully commercializes affordable tiny houses, it would not only lead the smart, sustainable housing market, but also build a complete ecosystem where Tesla EVs seamlessly integrate with tiny houses as modern mobile homes. This would give Tesla a significant edge, not just in the EV industry, but also in the housing and clean energy markets. While other EV companies struggle with profitability and production costs, Tesla could pioneer a multi-billion-dollar business that helps it maintain its dominance for years to come.